Hey guys, this is Torna, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 characters that I think you should be investing in minimally in Tacticus. Now, keep in mind that these 5 characters, some of them you do require for campaigns and such, so you may have to invest in them for that, but they are nowhere near the carries for the campaigns. Basically, everyone else that you're kind of forced to use will be a lot better than them. They obviously have some uses, and this is down to my experience throughout the game, playing with the different characters and going up against the different characters and everything, so there may be different opinions. So I'd love to hear from you guys what you think down in the comments. A couple things beforehand: if you are getting into the game, make sure that you head up here and go into the refer a friend and refer me, so then we can open up some more stuff, unlock more characters, so we can try some more stuff out, so I can bring you guys the best investments possible, as well as just make sure you hit the like and subscribe, share the video around and everything like that. We're starting out this channel basically fresh, and we've been going amazingly, so huge shout out to you guys for the support. So, the 5 characters that I think should be on this list. Now, the first one here is Grax. Honestly, he just feels so disappointing to play. He has some uses in stuff like Onslaught, where you can just kind of sit in where the enemy's going to spawn, and then he'll just keep using his passive. But realistically, he's so slow. He's got a movement of 2. Yes, you've got the deep strike to be able to get in there, be able to kind of get closer to the enemy at the start. But worst case scenario, you kill something close to you, and then you got to slowly hobble across the field, while some other people that you're able to use are just so much faster. Like, movement is so helpful in the game, being able to get where you need to, and him being like 2 movement per turn, he's just so incredibly slow. His damage, from what I've seen, isn't insane. It's decent, don't get me wrong, but it's not kind of off the charts to kind of make up for this slow movement. The next one here is Melodus, who has a very similar issue. He's very slow as well. He doesn't, however, get the teleporting in, but instead he gets the reduction of the armor here with his passive, the Contagions of Nurgle. He's also just going to be able to kind of do sweeping attacks, but it's not going to be able to do much. I've never found that he's insanely powerful. I find that he's slowly hobbling along the ground. I need to specifically have someone like Herodias to be able to speed him up with this passive, but other than that, like, he's just not doing enough to kind of justify putting in extra resources into him, when I could be putting him into someone who's more useful, who's going to get me further in the game, going to get me further in the arena, or in the tournament arena, or even the storyline. There's better choices than him, unfortunately. Next up, we've got Sybil Divine. Now, I haven't played too much with her. I've heard that she does deal decent damage, but she's honestly just... I don't think that she's worth investing in. She's not going to be kind of, from my experience so far, she's not dealing insane amounts of damage. It's a lot of RNG, as you can see here. You've got to rely on the 75%, then the 50%, then the 25%, and the 10% to be able to get the multiple hits in, unfortunately. When you could bring someone like, let's say Archimatos, who can just automatically do these 4 hits here with his special there. It's just a much better choice. Her passive as well, decent to be able to get that early infiltrate, but bringing her just for that passive isn't going to be great, when you could bring someone else who's going to be able to help you kind of get rid of those overwatching characters instead. Next up, we've got Brother Birchad. This dude here, again, suffers from these kind of slowness, and meanwhile, there's other characters that are slow that are going to be able to do much more, but he just deals damage, blast damage, very low piercing as well. Yes, this is going to be able to take out stuff like the Scarabs and stuff, but if I was going up against Scarabs, then I think I'd be much better off bringing along like... Bellator is just a much better choice. Yes, obviously he's going to be able to help with the Scarab, but just not enough to kind of make up for it. And this here, Enemies adjacent to him, adjacent to a target, have a 40% chance to take additional bolter damage. Additional damage, and it's only 40% chance. Not enough to write home about to kind of make up for this slowness. He's not doing enough to be able to take your objectives in a live arena. He's not doing enough damage, I don't think, from what I've seen in a normal arena, so I just don't think that he's worth investing too much into. Keep in mind that Brother Burchard, you've got Brother Burchard and Sybil, you're going to have to invest in because they are forced, and same as Grax, forced to invest into for the storyline. But obviously, you can kind of carry them. Like you can see here, my Grax there, he's getting carried by like Archimatos and being carried by Harkin, and both of those two are just doing a lot more than he's ever going to be able to do. Now, the last one here is Incisus. He is like not required for anything. Like from what I've seen, he's not required for any of the storylines or anything like that yet, and honestly he just doesn't do much. He heals, but he doesn't do healing enough to kind of make up for if you could bring someone like Isabella, who's got like a chance here full on revive, and she can revive summons as well. Meanwhile, you've got poor Incisus here, who has a chance to be able to revive here, and only if they're adjacent to him and take the lethal damage, and then can't be overkilled as well. Like, it's honestly, he's just too precise in regards to his resurrect, when you could just bring someone like Isabella instead that you might have. Now, obviously, he has some slight use to be able to kind of do some of the like cheeses and stuff like that, making sure that you can kind of keep your characters alive very early on, but there's no need to really ever invest heavily into him. Like where I've got him at the moment is fine investiture. I've completely finished the Indominus campaign, and I don't think I even used him once for that. I've only ever used him for cheeses within that, and even then, here he is at Stone Rank 2 with like minimal investment, and he's going fine there. So he's definitely kind of not worth investing in my opinion. So the 5 characters here, Incisus, you've got Grax there, you've got Sybil Divine, you've got Melodus, and then you've got Brother Burchard. Now, if you guys disagree, let me know down in the comments. If you think that is someone that should be on this list that's not, let me know. As I said, make sure you like and subscribe. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys had a great day, and goodbye.